young boy.
Born ready, 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 hey, hey, are you ready? On your march, get shit, no, we run up a chair, then we pop out. Ready for the trumpet, no smoking these joy, can give it knowledge to a dropout. Can't make sleep justice, she living in cross, but she.
What's good? Hey everyone, welcome to the If I Speak show. I'm your host, Born Ready, and we are on episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Serious 6. Yeah, I'm glad we made it this far. Before I go on, we are on the 6th episode. Let me give a big shout out to all the ones of people. But yeah, before we go on, I just want to give a big shout out to everyone supporting the movement, man. I appreciate it. Like, I love doing these shows, but what makes it ever so much more sweeter is the support, the kind words, and like I had no clue how much people believed in me. How much, not even believed in me, but how much people embraced the things I said, like things that I've said back in 2016, 17. People are like, yeah, I remember you talking about this. I was like, wow. I don't know if you remember, but in episode 1, I was just talking about starting up the movement and everything. And I document everything. So when I say I document everything, I save everything, whether it's a text message, a picture or something. And every now and again, I may talk to somebody about certain things. You know, the people are like, like someone, that kind of casual, someone just be like, yo, how's your day? And I'll be like, my day is fine, but, I'm really thinking about this project I got going on. They're like, yeah, what project? And this is going back years ago. Anyway, fast forward to the show being put on. They're like, yeah, you've been true to your word all this time. I'm like, how do you even remember? Anyway, guys, today we are talking about standards. Of course, on the If I Speak show, we make things uncomfortable because that's when we make the most improvements. So we got to talk about standards because I feel like it's important that we all got to have standards. And whether they're high standards or low standards, that's neither here or there. That's all down to perception. Of course, there is a common narrative of what is a high standard and what is a low standard. But for sure, we must have a standard. We cannot have no standards. No standards does not fly. Okay. And when we take a look at the actual definition of the word standards, or singular word, standard. No, I'm going to say standards, because we can't just have one. We got to have multiple. But yeah, standards. A level of quality or attainment. A level of quality or attainment. Yeah? Similar. Okay? Something used as a measure, norm, or model in comparative evaluations. Something used as a measure. So what can we take from that definition there? So if we set a standard, this is the measure of quality that we have to attain to. I think I used a lot of the words in the definition. So let me put those words into content for you. Okay, so I'm going to the barbers. I want a decent haircut or shape up. By the way, I do my own shape ups. Yeah, I have a standard to which, like if I'm paying for a service, there's going to be exchange of money for goods or service. There's a standard to which, there is a standard to which I hold my barber to. Now, if my barber does not uphold that standard, he's got to go. Simple. You wouldn't go to this barber if every time you went to him, he gave you patches in your hair and pushed your hairline back. You wouldn't go back to him because he's not upholding your standards. I have standards, and there is nothing wrong with having standards. And more importantly, anyone who doesn't live up to your standards, there is nothing wrong with putting them in place. So when you when you are setting your standards, it's very important that you yourself live up to your own standards. It's not about being a hypocrite or anything like that, but how are you teaching people to deal with you if you are not living up to your own standards? Let me say that again. How are you teaching people how to deal with you when you are not living up to your own standards? You think about that now, all right? Yeah. Set your standards and live them up. Be the best example for people to see. We're going to get into some scenarios now. This is how I best communicate my thoughts to you guys, all right? Now, if you're going through life and you say to yourself you want significant change in your life, and I should hope so, because that's the whole reason why you're here watching this. But if you're going through your life and you want to make a significant change, I'm gonna give you some examples. And ladies, I want to start off with you. I'm going to start off with you because I'm aware of the climate right now, and I don't want to. I don't want women to feel like they're underappreciated. So I'm going to start off with you now. Setting standards. You know that film, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, something like that, or vice, whatever. Yeah, it is that. Let me not pretend like I don't know. I know the name of the film. Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, or Think Like a Man, Act Like a. There was a scene where Megan Good, you know, the most beautiful woman in the world. Yeah, there's a scene where Megan Good, she's going out on a date and she stands by the car. She doesn't get into the car. And she's like, yo, I don't go on dates with people that don't open doors for me. And the dude was like, really? Okay, damn. And he drives off. She was a bit shocked at first. Now, take away all the elements of she's running game because, she's reading the book and everything like this. But she is setting a standard. And it's important that you live up to that standard. For if he came back and then she goes, you're an idiot, open the door and got back in the car, she's not living up to her standard. But she's like, yo, you want to go on a date with me? I don't go on dates with guys that don't open the doors for me. Set a standard. And it's important that we set these standards because the higher your standards and the more you live up to them, the more options you have. Not even the more options, the better options you have. And this ain't just in dating. This could be in your career as well. And now, fellas, I'm gonna do one for you. And it's not just for fellas. Like ladies, this is applicable to you. But like, you're going out, you're looking for work and everything. You're seeing for jobs. Let's say you're applying for a job and they haven't advertised the salary. Have your number. Have your number. You know what you bring to the table and you know what field you're getting into, so you know what you're worth in and around that figure. If they come in, you do the whole interview and then get to the point. So, do you have any questions, sir, ma'am? You'd be like, yeah. What's the salary? Because it wasn't advertised. I just want to know if this job is gonna work for both of us. And they give you a salary that is like, I don't care if it's £5,000 or £500 under what you are worth. Let that employer know right there and then. Oh yeah. So the salary is £500 what you actually work. And they give you reasons. Oh, the climate and everything like this. Set that standard. Set the standard. Please. It's so important that you set the standard and live up to it. You have to be prepared to walk away from that job offer if they're not paying you what you are worth. There is no settling. There is no compromise. There is no settling. There is no compromise. If he's saying we got a budget that is £500 less than what you are worth, and you're talking about a compromise is £250, no, that is no compromise. There is no compromise. You are worth what you are worth. You are not. He's not going to accept you doing £250 less work. He's not. He, she, whoever, the employee, whatever pronoun you want to use, they're not going to accept you doing less work. So it's not a compromise. The compromise is you pay me what I'm worth. I do the work that is required. That is the compromise. I'm probably not even saying anything that you guys don't already know, but let me just reinstall it. Let me reinstall it and just have it really ingrained, Every now and again, you gotta raise those standards. You gotta level, like, You got to really raise those standards. You think about like your first job. Well, what was you getting? Like nah, you was probably getting like 12 grand a year before tax. So you're getting like 700-800 pound a month. Do you see what I'm saying? If you're over 25 right now, you're not taking that job that pays 800 pound a month. Full time hours as well. I ain't talking about no part time stuff. I know some of you lot got side hustles that give you 800 pound a week or whatever, but I'm talking about yeah, you got side hustles that pay you that much money. Get that 800 pound, 700 pound a week, like 100 pound that side hustle. Bam, bam, bam. But my point is, raise your standards. I use the job and salary because it's the easiest to comprehend. But raise your standards in all areas and all aspects of your life. Stop rewarding people that don't live up to your standards because they're being nice. I don't like. Imagine it's your birthday. Like this is a serious one for me, and I've been preaching this for years now. I stopped doing birthday dinners. I stopped going to birthday dinners with mathematicians. Yeah, and I know this is one we can all relate to. You know, you go to a not even a nice restaurant. You just go to any dega restaurant. You go to a standard restaurant. What's a restaurant most people go to nowadays? I can't even think of one off the top of my head. Well, it doesn't even matter where you go. You go to a restaurant. There's 20 people there. The bill comes. 20 people. Carry the one. Bam. Okay. So if there was 10 people, it'd be 500. It's 20, so we double it, a grand. Cool. The bill comes and it's a grand. Off the back, you know that is £50 per person. Boom, bill paid for. But this person's meal cost 80. Yours costs 20 because you only wanted starters, which are. It's one of those if I speak moments. But I'm gonna say it because you're broke. Yeah. Because if you didn't like the food, you wouldn't have come to the restaurant. So you're broke, okay? Because you're broke, you only wanted starters. So yours only cost 20. This person 60. This person 40. Da, 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 da. You weren't thirsty that night, which is crazy. I don't know how you can go to a restaurant and not be thirsty. You know, they turn the heat all the way up. So I know you're thirsty. But you only got one drink. And the rest of the night you was drinking water. The bill come. You're looking at the bill and it's like, well, my one drink, £3. £3 for a glass of kind. Yeah, and they always come with what? £3 for a drink? I can get a box drink for £2 for £2. Do you know how much glasses I can get for that? Nah, man, this is a thief, man. This is a thief. We know how restaurants work. You know how restaurants work. You're not just paying for the food. You're not even just paying for the service. You're paying for the atmosphere. You're paying for the environment, the ability to be around your friend. Anyway, I'm going off topic. Anyway, the bill comes. The broke people, they're like the broke people turn into mathematicians. These people all got D's and E's in maths in GCSEs, but when it's time to pay the bill, they become mathletes, and they're like, cool. Well, my bill is £19.62. Can I pay by card, please? 1962. Boom. And you know what pees me off the most as well? Like these people gladly let the birthday person pay. Like, that's so weird. That's so weird. How can you make the birthday person pay for their meal on their birthday? And you didn't even bring no gift. You just come with your long hand. You ain't even. Let me stop. I stopped going dinner with mathematicians because one, it's embarrassing. Two, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that stress. The bill comes, it's a grand. Who cares? Who cares? What's an extra 20-30 quid amongst friends? Like, if you want to pay for your own meal, go eat at McDonald's. McDonald's, they don't even give you your food until you pay. So go do that over there. Go do that over there in McDonald's. Here in this restaurant, we have standards at this restaurant. We have standards at this restaurant. There's trust. They cook and they prepare, cook and serve you food without even knowing if you've got the money to pay for it or not. So don't make the transition awkward. Don't make it awkward. Just be simple. And if you can't, yo, seriously, if you're one to count pennies amongst the meal with friends, I have no words for you. If you are tired of splitting splitting the bill with mathematicians, raise your standards. Leave them. You'll have a much better time. Can you, like, seriously, can you imagine you going out to eat, the bill comes, boom, and it's paid for in less than 2 minutes? Do you know how embarrassing it is? Because this is what happens. The waiter's sitting up there, or waitress, with the card reader like this, and they're like, and they're just waiting. This isn't the embarrassing moment. They're just there like this. This is embarrassing, but this isn't the most embarrassing moment. So yeah, guys, you still have £822 left on the bill. Who's paying next? That's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. I can't take the shame. I've been to so many dinners where that's happened, man. It's like, nah, I'm not dealing with it no more. I'm really not. I can't. Don't go out to eat with me, you know. Listen, there's reason this show is called If I Speak. Because if I speak, we ain't gonna be friends anymore. I don't even care. You stingy. How can you be stingy? Anyway, raise your standards. Stop rewarding people that don't live up to your standards. And I'm not saying this to be bougie. And I'm not saying this to put anyone down. I'm saying this because I want you guys to raise your standards. I want you guys to raise your standards to the point where you have better options. So we live in a world where you don't take what is given to you. You take what you want. That's the difference. Some of you guys out here living on what is given to you, when really you need to be like taking what you want. Imagine having a goal and just thinking that goal is too, that goal is not for you. These standards are low. Raise your standards, but raise the bar. Challenge yourself. Like, what are you seriously scared of? What, the hard work? Is hard work really what you're scared of? Do you know what? I'm okay. Nipsey Hussle said it. Dedication, hard work plus patience. Patience is probably the most difficult thing, because while being patient, the life you want to live is just passing you by. Scratch that. The life you've been living is just passing you by. That's all you know. And you don't, the life you really want is up there, but you blind to it. You can't see. So being patient is the hardest thing, because it's like, where I am right now, it's not the best, but I'm comfortable here. I'm comfortable here. I can see it. And I know what is up there, but man, get over that fear. Put in the hard work, be patient. Trust the process, man. What's meant for you will be for you. and don't expect no one to give it to you. No, it won't be given to you. You gotta go take that. You really gotta go and take that. I've done an Instagram live with Sam, about my friend Sam, about 2 weeks ago, a week ago, whatever. I done a live with him, and we was talking about the black community and how we can overcome oppression. And I said, all it takes a generation or two to take the L. And by take the L, a generation or two of just being patient. Put your own money up, be patient, and then the next generations can profit from it. Not profit be a bad word, but live a life without oppression. Live a life where they are not judged by the color of the skin, but by their character, by what they bring to the table. I feel like that's the most. I feel like that's the fairest thing. Not that anyone cares about fairness, but it sucks that the color of your skin plays a part. But is what it is. A generation or two, take the L, take the sacrifice, be patient, and just trust the process, and just like, yo, let the good things come to us next generations. If we look at the highlights of our individual lives, we can all say we're relatively happy. We can't all be miserable all our life, 24/7. The mere fact that you are watching, the mere fact that you heard me say that is proof that you can't, because you have access to the internet, which means you have a mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop, a computer. You have some device that allows you the ability to see or hear me. These things are luxuries. So if you have these luxuries, you cannot honestly say your whole life has been terrible. So with that in mind, we look at our lives and we be like, okay, we have had a good life. This is our comfort zone. Yeah. Where we want more, it would require us to come out of our comfort zone. The best example I can give is saving for a house. When you are saving for a house, you have to do a lot of sacrificing. Where you could go on holiday when you wanted, you could buy all the clothes you wanted, all the trainers you wanted. You can buy this car, you can do this excursion. You can do two things. You can make more money, whereas you now have the ability to save for your house on top of doing all your extracurriculars, or you cut out all your extracurriculars and use the extra money to put towards your house. That whole process requires both hard work and patience, no matter what option you take. If you decide to do all the luxuries but just make more money, you got to work harder and still be patient. Unless you hit a lick, house money right there and then, you're good to go. Well, you didn't have to be that patient, but you still had to work hard. And if you cut out all the vices and use the money you save, again, you got to work hard because you still got to have that income coming in, despite no instant gratification. Whereas you're used to getting your paycheck or getting your money and then spending it on this luxury, this luxury. So the motivation to work has gone down a little bit. I know you're saving for a house, but and then you got to be patient. It's that whole process. Got to turn £1 into 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 into 10, 10 to 100,000, 100,000 to a house. That process takes time. But the whole idea is you are raising your standards, living up to those standards, and then you are reaping the benefits. It's all worth it in the end, but you just got to take that leap of faith, that leap of trust, that leap of belief. Do you believe in yourself? Because I believe in you. I believe in myself. Listen, do you bet on yourself? Like, if you were the gambling type, would you go into the bookies and say, I put, you got roulette, there's black and red. Would you go on that? Let's say you're the red and life is the black. Do you bet on you or do you bet on life? Like, no, you coming out. What, you get what I'm trying to say? Do you bet on yourself? I go out and I gamble on myself all the time. I've been in positions where I'm like, whoa, I don't know how I'm gonna come out of this, but I'm gonna bet on myself. Do you bet on yourself, or do you just take what's given to you? You know what happened to me? It happened to me around Christmas break, but it concluded just last week. So Christmas break, I was accused of driving with my phone. You know I don't do that. I got accused of driving with my phone. Um, Police lady pulled me up. Now it was two officers, one lady, one man. The man didn't come speak to me. The lady did. They were Blue lights, flashing, flashing. What now? I pulled over and she starts talking to me. I was like, how can I help you, officer? And she's like, step out the car, please. I'm like, huh? Like, do you know how cold it was? I'm talking to you about, hey, do you know how cold it is? I weren't wearing no coat. I weren't wearing no jacket. I was just wearing a t-shirt. I was just going to pick up some pizza for the kids. It was takeaway night. So I figured I'd just get in my car, skirt, get the pizza, skirt, back. No, I'm not expecting to be pulled over. It's like, get out of the car, please. I'm like, how? Why? It's like, I saw you on your phone. My body camera caught it. Da, 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 da. Listen, what? Huh? And she said, yeah. I was like, so no. So I said, so why do I have to come out the car? And she's like, oh, well, we don't know what you've got in the car and so on and so forth. I'm like, huh? This ain't the first time I've been stopped by the police. I've been stopped by the police a lot. But this time, I just weren't feeling getting out. It was cold and whatnot. So I'm there bargaining. I'm there trying to bargain, staying in the car and just resolving it like that. She was adamant that she wanted me to come out the car. The gentleman, her partner, he was just like, oh, come on, please. So I'll come out and I'm dancing. And she's like, are you alright? I'm like, yeah, it's cold. Anyway, long story short, she's like, okay, taking all my details. She asked for my license. I'm wearing a t-shirt and some tracksuits. I was like, where my license gonna be? Like, I'm just going to pick up a pizza. I'm explaining my situation. But here's my name, my address, match it with my car. If there's any issues that we can settle this out when this eventually goes to court. She accepts that, takes my picture, so I can't say it's not me. And then so she's like, okay, so you've been caught driving with your phone. Do you have anything to say? And then it just clicks in my head. Now this is a time where you can either take what is given to you or take what you want. So she's like, do you have anything to say? And I'm like, you're trying to get me to grass on myself, aren't you? I said, no comment. And she's like, are you sure? I said you caught me driving with my phone. You said it's on your body camera. Why do I need to say anything? She's like, okay, well, it will harm your defense if later mentioned, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so then hopped in my car and I left. You guys are probably thinking I got 6 points and a £200 fine. Not me. No, because I don't take what is given to me. I bet on myself. So a couple of weeks later, the letter came. And it's messed up because the letter comes and they tell you, submit your driving license and pay the fine. There is no option of appeal. So I'm like, huh? I was like, no, we're not doing this. Like, no. So I got the relevant information in the letter and I wrote to them. I said, listen, I'd hate to admit to a crime that I didn't commit. Just so that we are clear, can I have all the evidence pertaining to the alleged offence? Sent that off. They wrote back to me. There's like, hey, we don't have that information at this office. We've just forwarded it to just so you know, like, the status is right now you've not paid the fine and you've not submitted. I said, okay, I just need to see the evidence. Some time went by. Boom, second letter came, and they're like, I'm just gonna dismiss the case due to the lack of evidence, blah blah blah, this, blah blah blah. What? And she came to my car talking about she caught me on her body camera with my phone in my. I said, I knew you was lying. But I left out a lot of. I left out a lot to the story, but they flashed me a while back. I didn't pull over straight away. So I guess this was her frustration. She thought I was trying to get away. But I wasn't really trying to get away. I was just trying to pull over somewhere safe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speak for somebody else in it. I don't know what the motive was there, but yeah, you came up lied. If you caught me on body camera, that's evidence. I'm allowed to see that. You're allowed to face your accused. I'm allowed to see all evidence. Um, they have to share. They have to share that with you. So one thing we know for sure is you definitely lied about that incident. But the way it's presented to you, it's presented to you in a way it's just like, yo, take this. This is what we're giving you. But that's not the case. Take a moment, take a step back, assess the situation, man, and gamble on yourself, bet on yourself, and take what you want. I didn't want 6 points. I didn't want a £200 fine. Do you know what I can get for £200? Are you crazy? No, like I'm not. Nah, I don't want that. I want the other thing. I want freedom. I want rid of this. I went out. I saw it. I sought for it, and I got it. I got what I wanted. I didn't take what was given to me. I got what I wanted. Alright guys, I'm about ready to wrap this up now. I've been keeping your ear for too long. I know I repeated a lot of stuff, but standards are important to me. Let me just wrap things up for you, like I do. Standards, they are important. Raise your standards, you have more options in life. Not even more options, you'll have better options. Also, make sure you are setting up your standards and living up to them. It's very important. There's no sense saying you are this type of person or that kind of person, but you do not live up to your own standards. Be the example, set the bar high, and be the example. So, if you are treating you in a certain way, and people are seeing that, they know they cannot approach you with anything less. Alright, and finally, stop rewarding people that come in below your standards. Because it's nice. Give a damn about nice. Your nice is below my standards. Sorry, like, why am I rewarding you? It's the equivalent of like, oh, Daddy, I got an A on my homework. Can I get a treat? You're supposed to get A's. Why am I gonna give you a treat? Well done. Good for you. But you're not doing anything that you're not supposed to do. I'm not rewarding you. For if I reward you for that, like, I'm setting the bar extremely low. That's just me. If you're not happy with that bar being low, it's like, no. We're not handing out congratulations for you doing things you are supposed to do. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You get a well done, you get a pat on the head, pat on the back, that's it. I'm not gonna act like you found a cure to cancer. I ain't gonna act like you broken the cycle. Generational curse. You ain't doing nothing that you're not supposed to do. They put questions in your homework that they teach you how to answer. So how you getting a question wrong, it shows me you're not doing what you are supposed to do. Yeah, man, stop rewarding people that come in below your standards, man. Raise your standards and live up to those standards. You live a better life, you have more options, you have greater options. The reality of it is, though, guys, I'm just a guy in front of a camera. What I say, it may matter, it may not matter. But if you apply the things that I say, if you don't, like, it's one of those if I speak moments. But if I speak too tough, like, those people with low to no standards, they're just going to remain the same. Why? Because the work is too hard. Being patient is too much of a problem. But if I speak and people with high to unlimited standards listen and apply it, I'll leave it at that. Guys, I'm your host, Born Ready. This is the If I Speak show. It's been great. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Peace. 24/7, what's 420? Ain't gonna get ready when you're born ready.
talking funny.